to get straight into this video because I know you are here because you want to make some massive change in your life in 2022, and I have just the video for you. So today we are talking all about the 20 habits that helped me to glow up, level up, transform, change my life, whatever you want to call it. These are the 20 habits that I've cultivated over the years that helped me do just that. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and let's just go ahead and get into this video. So this time last year, I actually made a video on how to level up, glow up mentally, physically, spiritually, all of that, and it did really well, and I highly recommend watching that video if you haven't, because in that video I talk a little bit more about how to start your glow up journey and how to start from the beginning and everything that you need to like set in place and do before you begin your glow up journey. So the link to that will be in the description bar. I highly recommend watching that. We are all operating on our own set of values, whether we are aware to them or not. And whatever we value in life is typically what we are going to spend a majority of our time and energy prioritizing. So if you don't have a clear set of values, it is time to get clear on those now. If you want to get clear on your values, I have a quiz that I personally took that really helped me. I'll link that down below. Once you know your values, you can then prioritize your time, your energy, your focus on those things, and ensuring that each and every day you are living in alignment to your values. I think a lot of times we don't really question the things that we desire in life or the goals that we have. It's oftentimes what we have been told we should want or we should have, whether it's by society, our parents, family, friends. There's this status quo that we all are expected to follow in life, which is go to school, get married, have a good job, have kids, things like that. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that path if that is the path that you genuinely want for yourself. However, I think we've been conditioned to think or believe that that is the only path in life that we can take, and that's not true. There are so many different options for us. Some of us are meant to be entrepreneurs, some of us are meant to work at 9 to 5, some of us are meant to have children, and others are meant to never have children. I'm saying all of this to say that you have options. There's not one path that you need to take. Start questioning those things that you are working towards. So one thing that really helped me to level up and change my life was labeling the things that I didn't particularly like about myself as a bad habit versus this is just how I am, this is how I've always been, and I can't ever change. When I saw things about myself that I didn't like as this is how I am, I felt like I had no power. I felt like I didn't have control over it. Once I labeled it as no, this isn't how I am, this is just a bad habit that I have, I was able to see that this is something that I can break, and this is something that I can change about myself, and this doesn't have to stay this way. And it just gave me so much more control over myself and my life. So when it comes to breaking bad habits, it's really all about one, having self-awareness to your bad habit and how it is impacting yourself, your life, the people in your life, and two is taking conscious actions to change that behavior or bad habit each and every single day. And again, it isn't always going to be perfect. It really does take practice, and something that I had to keep in mind was realizing that I was breaking a habit that I had for 20 plus years, and it wasn't going to change just overnight or drastically, and it's a decision that you have to make every time you are in a predicament or in a situation where you can either choose your bad habit or choose to break that bad habit. So the first way that I prioritize my self-growth is by creating a lifestyle for myself filled with small habits that help me grow daily. Essentially what this looks like is listening to podcasts, reading books, journaling, meditating, doing all those things on a daily basis that I know helps support my growth and helps me be the best me that I can be. And another way that I prioritize my self-growth is by investing in myself. Whether it's investing in a business or life coach, investing in a therapist, investing in a fitness trainer, finding ways to invest in myself that I know are going to help me propel forward in my life and in my business, whether it's mindset, physical health, emotional health. All of those things are very important to me because I know that the more that I work on myself, the more that I improve myself as a person, the more that my business improves, the amount of money increases, my relationships improve. Literally, the work that I do on myself, the work that you do on yourself, it will have a direct impact on your life. This one is pretty straightforward. We hear about the importance of morning routines all the time, and I completely 100% agree with it. Having a solid, consistent morning routine helps me set the tone for my day. It helps me be the best me I can be. And it's so crazy that a small habit such as having a morning routine can make all the difference in how you feel and how your day goes and what you manifest in every single way. When I don't do my morning routine, I feel off track, I feel ungrounded, I am usually not in the best mood, or I just feel very all over the place. But when I do my morning routine on a consistent basis, I feel my best, I have the most energy, I feel so focused and clear on what it is that I'm doing and who I am and how I want to show up for the world. So this is definitely a huge one. This has been the most pivotal part in my glow up, leveling up journey, transforming my life. When we have a victim mindset, we are not in control of our lives. So when I am talking about letting go of a victim mindset, it doesn't mean that you are supposed to be okay when bad things happen to you, or you're just supposed to accept them. Not at all. The thing about life is, yes, life is unfair sometimes. Yes, there are certain things that happen in our life that is outside of our control, that we didn't deserve, that isn't fair, and things like that. Yes, those things happen, and it's totally okay in those moments to feel upset, to feel frustrated, to feel angry, to feel stuck, to feel sad. It's totally okay. All of that is part of the human experience. It's all part of life. It's not just about being happy and positive and looking for the silver lining all the time, but it's also about remembering that you are in control of how you respond afterward. You can choose to either stay sulking in that place where you feel like you don't have control, or you can choose to step into the energy of, yes, this happened, it isn't my fault, it isn't fair, whatever the case is, but I am not going to let this derail me from my goals or take me off track or make me quit. That is the difference between having a victim mindset where you feel stuck, where you don't feel like you're in control of your life, where you feel like where you're just constantly sulking in whatever is going wrong or bad in your life, versus having a mindset of, yes, this happened, I accept it, and now I'm going to do something about it. And I know this is really hard. This definitely requires a lot of healing and a lot of shadow work, and it definitely took some time to get there. But once I was able to truly release that victim mindset, everything changed for me. I started to look at life differently. I started to realize how much control I actually had over myself and my life, and I started to realize that I can do whatever it is I want to do with my life, and it doesn't matter what curveballs are thrown my way, it doesn't matter what obstacles I face. I have the power to work through that and get through that and create the life that I want and be the person that I want to be. At the beginning of the year, you know, we set our big yearly goals that we want to achieve, but what really helps you to stay on track and making sure you're taking action and making progress towards those goals is checking in with yourself daily and monthly. This is more so a personal self-care habit that I've cultivated for myself. And this is really important, especially in our society. You know, a lot of us, we live busy, fast-paced lives. We're always on the go. We're always doing something. We always have a million things on our to-do list. It's very easy to lose sight of yourself and how you're doing until you lead to extreme burnout or something happens where you're forced to slow down. Self-reflection has allowed me to always be in tune with myself, to make sure that I'm giving myself what it is that I need, to make sure that I'm prioritizing my needs. A lot of times we don't even know when something is wrong with us, whether it's physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, until we take the time to check in with ourselves. I am proud to say the only drama in my life is the trash reality TV shows that I like to indulge in from time to time. That is the only drama that I have in my life. My life is pretty freaking peaceful and I love it here, okay? I know there are people who literally, they thrive in drama, and that's definitely something they need to unpack and heal, because that is not normal. When there's constant drama in your life, not only is it energetically draining, but it's mentally draining, and it takes a lot of your time and attention and focus from productive things that are actually going to benefit your lives. so easy to stay in that same repetitive cycle of doing the same things, being around the same people, and not really leveling up. And when you outgrow something, it doesn't mean that you're better than. It doesn't mean that the job or the friends or the family or whatever it is that you've outgrown are below you. It just means that it's time for you to move to a different situation or a different group of people so that you can grow and flourish into a new level. This is a big reason why I decided to move to a new state, quit my job and go full-time in my business, and really surround myself in a new environment, because I felt intuitively that where I was, what I was doing, I had reached my peak. If I stayed where I was, I wouldn't grow to my fullest potential and I wouldn't reach any new levels, because there was nothing more for me to do there. I'm going to say this once and I'm going to say it again. Growth happens outside of your comfort zone. Growth happens outside of your comfort zone. Growth happens outside of your comfort zone. You cannot grow where you are comfortable, which is piggybacking along my last habit, is you have to remove yourself from places you've outgrown, and you have to put yourself in uncomfortable situations in order to grow. Anytime I've grown in life, anytime I've leveled up, it's because I put myself in a situation, in a place that was uncomfortable. Starting my own business was uncomfortable. Going to therapy for the first time was uncomfortable. Moving to a new state where I know absolutely nobody was uncomfortable. Ending certain relationships and friendships and choosing to be alone until the right people came along was uncomfortable. So everything that you desire in this life, every single thing, is outside of your comfort zone. And the best way to build that tolerance and that confidence with being uncomfortable is doing things that are uncomfortable. So if you are someone who's like stuck in their comfort zone, you don't like to be uncomfortable, you don't like to try new things, you fear the unknown and all of those things, my best advice to you is start with small things that make you uncomfortable, such as trying a new workout class, or going to dinner by yourself, or learning to spend time alone. Start with small little things and work your way up to the bigger things, like moving to a new state or quitting your job, or those really big life-changing things. And also, you reach a point where you have done so many things that were uncomfortable that nothing else seems impossible. Like for me, moving to a new state, like I said, was really uncomfortable, but since doing this, I'm like, what else can't I do? If I can move to a new state where I know no one, then I can do anything else. And that's kind of how it works, and it builds from there. How many times have you had an experience where you had an idea or you had a goal in mind, but you didn't do anything with it, but maybe a few weeks later you saw someone else execute the exact idea that you had, and you were like, oh my gosh, I had that idea. When you don't write down your goals, when you don't take action, it can prevent you from reaching success, from making things happen, from seeing what could be. So now I like to make sure whenever I get an idea, a burst of inspiration, I always write it down in my notes, in my journal, and I always make sure that I take action on it sooner rather than later, because chances are the more that I wait to take action on it, the less likely I am to actually do it. Listening to my intuition and allowing my intuition to guide me in life has saved me so much. It has saved me from settling in my life, from settling in relationships, jobs, friendships, from giving up on myself, from making certain decisions over others. I truly believe that our intuition is our inner compass. It is here to guide us. It is here to lead us down the path that we are meant to take, not what we think we are meant to take, but the path that is genuinely, truly for us. I am so grateful that my intuition has led me where I am right now, because I know it is exactly where I'm meant to be. This mostly applies to people who have a menstrual cycle. As a person who has a menstrual cycle, I go through different seasons and cycles within my body and internally, and I'm not going to get into like all the scientific details. If you want more information on all of the different seasons and how to honor each season, I will leave links to resources down below. When I'm in a season where I have lots of energy and my hormone levels are really good, I can plan to do a bunch of tasks and have a bigger to-do list. I like to be social, I like to be productive, productive. I like to do, go. Versus when I'm in a season where I have really low energy, I know that that is the time for me to slow down a bit, to not do as much, to go within, be in solitude, not plan any social events and things like that, and really take time to just self-care, rest, and recharge. And this has been a huge game changer in avoiding burnout and making sure I'm giving myself what I need and assuring that I'm making the most of whatever season that I'm in and taking full advantage of that. If you have a version of yourself that you desire to be, you know what they look like, how they talk, how they speak, how they act, you have to start showing up as that version of yourself now. You're not going to automatically, magically become that version unless you take the little steps necessary to become that version. Start dressing like that version of yourself that you desire to be. Start acting like that version of you. Start thinking like that version of you that you desire to be. You have to embody that version of you daily and start becoming them now, not wait to become them, or else you never will become that version of you. Oftentimes we work really hard towards something, and then once we achieve it, we're on to the next thing without taking time to really acknowledge our hard work, acknowledge our growth, and acknowledge all that it took to get here, and really soak in and celebrate this moment. If we don't take time to truly celebrate our wins and our growth, we're always going to feel like we're not doing enough, or we're not really happy because we're constantly chasing the next thing, the bigger thing, the more expensive thing, or whatever it is. When we hold ourselves accountable, we are taking control of our lives. We are owning up to our own mistakes, to what we did wrong, what we could do better in, and as a result, we are able to make the necessary changes or improvements needed. When we aren't able to hold ourselves accountable, what that looks like is blaming all of our problems, where we are in life, everything on the world, on other people, on excuses. And when you blame everything or everyone else for your problems, as to why you're unhappy, as to why you're not where you want to be in life, as to why you can't do something, you will never be able to take control of your life or really take action on what it is that you want, because in your mind you've convinced yourself that it's not your fault and it isn't your responsibility. And the thing is, no one is going to make your goals happen, your dreams happen, except for you. So as long as you are constantly putting the blame on others, you're not going to be able to make progress. So whether it's like a morning routine, a workout routine, a weekly reset Sunday routine, having structure in my life helps me to stay on track, keep me focused, and going exactly where it is I need to go in order to achieve my goals and get me where I want to be. This has been huge for me, especially as someone who does my business on social media and who spends a lot of time on social media. This was something that I struggled with, and I feel like I finally was able to get in a good place when it comes to social media. And the way that I've changed my relationship with social media is by being intentional with how I use it, with who I follow, with what I follow, and how long I am on it. And also taking advantage of all of the free resources and valuable content that is on social media. So personally for me, I love to follow a lot of coaches. I love to follow self-help people. I love to follow therapists. I love to follow people and accounts that I know are adding value to my life. And what I've also been doing is taking advantage of their content, of their free resources, of the lives that they do. This has been the biggest change for me. A lot of times we mindlessly scroll on social media and we're not really digesting what it is that we're seeing. I have stopped doing that, and I've started being intentional with what I'm consuming and actually engaging and digesting what it is that I'm seeing. I've been able to get free advice from therapists. I've been able to attend free workshops, and if I could give you any advice, it is take advantage of the free content that people put out, because people spend lots of time creating valuable content. whether it's for myself, whether it's for my business, whether it's for my health, my mindset. Consistently showing up for myself each and every single day has been the biggest habit that has changed my life, because it's all about consistency. It's all about the baby steps. You can't just do something one time or once a month and expect your life to change. It's all about what you choose to do each and every single day. The way that I choose to show up for myself is by doing my morning routine, having boundaries, listening to my intuition, taking care of myself, working on my mindset, working on constantly growing and learning as much as I can, surrounding myself with the right people, and being in my purpose. Those are the ways that I choose to show up for myself each and every single day. Because of me showing up for myself, I've been able to glow up, level up, change my life. All right, my loves, so that concludes today's video. I hope that you enjoyed. I hope you found some helpful habits that you are looking forward to implementing in your 2022. Like I mentioned in the beginning of this video, these habits were not cultivated overnight, did not happen all at once. It took time to cultivate these habits. They truly have helped me change my life, glow up, level up, all of that, and I hope that they do the same for you. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I would love to hear what your favorite habits were in this video, or what habits you have that help you to really be the best you can be, level up, glow up, and all of that in the comments below. So that is all I have to say for today's video, and as always, until next time, remember to just glow with it.